Trillions could flow through cryptos like Stellar XLM, and Zion coins could benefit. How am I arriving at that? How am I coming to that conclusion? First, please please subscribe. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm, and I can keep delivering more and more content like this to you more frequently. Now we need to think about, we need to talk about the fundamental facts of the matter. What is going to give cryptos that injection? What is happening in the current economical political climate? Banks are failing. Banks are failing. Banks like regional banks. First, we had Signature Bank, SVB, Signature Bank. Now we've got First Republic. We've got these banks that had failed, will not come back, but we also have these regional city type banks. Now what do I mean by that? I mean regional banks that are too important to fail. They are the banks that will get backstopped. Banks like First Republic, banks like Zion Banco. And really, when you think about that, what is it that makes a bank systemically too important to fail? A SIFI. Well, you have to think, where is it placed within the country? What its clients are. Who are its clients? And when you think about normal clients like you and I, the reach that these banks have over these people, us, if those banks fail, people will not be able to get their money out, right? People have no route to obtaining cash. They can't pay their bills. These banks go down, it is anarchy. Blood on the streets, uproar, riots, because people need to be able to sustain themselves, and without cash money, without liquidity moving in and out of their accounts, you're not able to do that. Not in our world, not in our society. And so this is where cryptos are so important. This is where cryptos could make a massive difference. Transfer in value of gold, transfer in value of silver, transfer in value of anything. If you hold these digital assets, you are your own bank, essentially. Yes, paying bills is still a tumbling point, because actually most companies want to be paid in fiat currencies. You couldn't pay your electric bill in fiat currencies. You couldn't pay your water rates in fiat currencies. You couldn't pay your service charges in fiat currencies. And for the most part, you're not likely on a mass scale to be able to buy food with fiat currencies. But it is round the corner. And what I will say, however, though, is that with the new financial system coming into effect, it's likely that you will be able to do all of those things with a system of conversion, a system of value conversion. And when you think about what ISO 20021 means, clear interoperability, the potential to not need a bank. In fact, if you're holding digital assets on an exchange, it can go from one exchange to the other, transferring that value. And as it is, if banks are able to hold digital assets, there you go. If banks are able to hold cryptocurrencies, there's no need to move the fiat currency from point A to point B. If the retailer still prefers to be paid in fiat currencies, the bank can make that transaction from one point to the other, one asset to the other, quite easily. It can settle with the messaging system in fiat currency or digital assets, cryptocurrencies, easily. And with that said, if we're talking about sending value, let's say the value of gold or platinum, again, this can be done quickly with either fiat currencies or digital assets, cryptocurrencies, through the Swift messaging system. It then gives you that time to settle. And when we're talking about settling with gold will take time, obviously, unless you're happy to accept the fiat currency version or some sort of gold certificate, then that's fine. But really, settling is receiving the asset in your hand. Yeah? It's receiving it in your hand. But I digress. Back to the banks and the importance of these SIFIs. These regional banks will be getting backstopped, but these backstops, these reported backstops from Yellowstone, it's like a sticky plaster on a gashing wound, right? It's not going to happen. Have you seen the price of stocks right now? We've still got some way to fall, okay? We've still got nigh on probably another 30% from where we are now. Let's look at Zion Banco. There's probably still another 30% before it's completed a full fractal, potentially. But that takes it down to zero. Is that going to happen? I think probably it's likely that government are going to step in and quantitating is going to have to start up again. The printing of money, because without liquidity, the bank can't function. If the bank stocks are worth nothing, it cannot function. You look at First Republic stock, it was there around $180, $200 a year or so ago. It's now worth 39 cents, 36 cents. It went down to as low as 24 cents. First Republic Bank, regional bank, a SIFI, a regional SIFI important bank. It's got so much clientele. And what's been said actually is that this is a likely effect of what government actually want. They want to be able to take all of these clients in to one central point, like a JP Morgan, a Goldman Sachs, a Bank of America, so that they have more control over the markets, so that it's easier to get this money out to people and keep the dollars flowing. Because if the dollars are not flowing, then there's no point in the dollar, right? You may as well use another currency. Yeah. So it's clear banks are failing. Cryptos are about level at the moment, I'd say. They're in a range right now. We could be seeing new all-time highs within a year and a half, potentially. Once, once everything's sort of blown up and the dust has settled, we could potentially be seeing this emergence of the new financial system in full effect. And that about lines up to 24, 25, right? And if you see my previous videos, you know that actually in the next couple of years, it's likely that this new financial system will be in full swing with full interoperability. But first, it seems what some people are saying, that this is all actually, all these banks failing is brought about by government purposely, so that bigger banks can buy them up. I don't know how much of that I buy. I can see the logic in it, but it's not necessary. I think that's all smoke and mirrors, and actually the real reality of it is that Hey, these banks brought up treasuries at a stupid price premium and got a stupid yield return on them. And as a result, because of fractional banking, could not give their customers, their depositors, their money back when they wanted it back for better returns. And as a result, customers pulling their capital out of the bank, stuffing it into things like gold, stocks, things that are offering a far better return. Bank fails. Treasuries, the 10-year yield, we're back there again. Watch the 10-year yield. I'm Nathan, aka Nathan of Zion. Smash the Zion coin up there, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day now. Take care.